You've spent decades curating your favorite beauty rituals, that perfect lipstick shade you've worn for years, the gentle stroke of color that always seemed to bring your face to life. But lately, something's changed. That once beloved color doesn't look quite the same. Your lips feel drier, the skin around your mouth seems more tired, more dull. Could it really be age? Or is there something else hiding inside that little tube you trust so deeply? In today's video, we'll take you on a revealing journey into what might be the real reason behind your fading glow and the unexpected danger that may be lurking in your makeup drawer. If you've ever felt like your reflection no longer matches the vibrant person you still are inside, this is a message you can't afford to miss. They say beauty fades with time, but what they don't tell you is how some products trusted, familiar, even comforting might be the very reason that radiant look disappears sooner than it should. Imagine this. You're standing before your mirror at age 65, 70, maybe even past 80. You've just applied your favorite lipstick, the same one you've used for years, the one with the shade that once made your smile pop. But something strange has been happening lately. Your lips no longer appear fresh or lively. The color that once brought light to your face now seems to pull it down, casting a dull, grayish tone not just on your mouth but on the entire lower half of your face. The glow that once peeked through your wrinkles is gone. And what's worse, this change didn't take weeks or months to develop. It started to creep in within minutes of your daily routine. Could it really be the lipstick? For many older women, especially those above 60, the skin becomes like parchment thin, fragile, and easily influenced by the smallest shift in chemistry. While you may think your years of skincare, makeup, and grooming have made you a seasoned expert, age introduces a whole new set of rules, and the same makeup you swore by at 40 may now betray you silently. The lips, unlike other areas of the face, are semi-mucosal, meaning they absorb what you put on them. What happens when the formula you apply every morning contains hidden chemicals, synthetic dyes, or residual lead particles? When you were younger, perhaps your immune system could brush it off, repair the damage overnight, but now, that same invisible damage sits longer, festers deeper, and over time, erodes your natural skin tone like rust eating through iron. It begins subtly. First, the skin around your mouth seems dry more often. You blame the weather, dehydration, or maybe even lack of sleep. Then, the natural pinkish tone of your lips starts fading, replaced by a pale, almost lifeless hue. You might even notice that the more you wear your lipstick, the one you trust, the more your mouth appears tired. You chalk it up to aging. But what if it's not aging? What if it's the very product you thought was helping you fight aging that's secretly making it worse? Dermatologists are increasingly seeing cases like this. Older women developing unusual lip and skin issues that trace back to years of applying lipsticks containing harsh pigments, metallic oxides, or microparticles not meant for compromised, aging skin. Your skin, post-60, is not what it was. Collagen, the protein responsible for that youthful bounce, drops dramatically. The lipid barrier that once protected your skin from environmental toxins has thinned. Blood circulation under the skin slows, meaning less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your cells. Every time you swipe that lipstick, you're not just adding color, you're potentially adding stress to an already exhausted organ. The pigments in many traditional lipsticks, especially bold reds and dark shades, often rely on iron oxides and synthetic reds derived from colder substances known to interact poorly with sensitive, aging skin. And yet, you wear it each day out of habit, out of confidence, even out of nostalgia. But confidence becomes a double-edged sword when you don't see the enemy. That lipstick in your purse, that stick in your bathroom drawer, could be dulling your natural skin tone more each day. Scientific studies have revealed that in postmenopausal skin, the absorption rate of substances through the lips can increase due to decreased cell renewal. What that means is that the very surface meant to protect you becomes more porous, more vulnerable. Every time you eat with lipstick on, lick your lips, or reapply after coffee, you're introducing more of those microscopic agents into your bloodstream. Over time, these build up. And while you may not feel sick, the cumulative effect can show up in fatigue, skin discoloration, or worse, chronic dryness that no amount of balm seems to fix. There are even horror stories whispered in dermatology circles, elderly patients who developed unexplained dermatitis around the lips, only to discover it was a reaction to decades of pigment accumulation. Others found their lips had turned almost permanently dark, the skin losing elasticity and sheen, all while they still believed their favorite lipstick made them look better. What's more tragic is that many of these cases go unnoticed for years. Family members assume it's normal aging. Friends say, "Oh, we're just getting older." But what if older didn't have to mean duller? What if it wasn't the passing years, but the silent ingredients you trusted for too long? This is not to say all lipsticks are dangerous, not at all. But for women in their golden years, choosing the wrong one is like stepping into quicksand with a blindfold. What you need now is not just color, but safety. A product that enhances rather than erases. And yet, many older women are unaware that the industry rarely tailors products for post-60 skin. Most mainstream brands continue to market bold, matte, drying formulas, not realizing that what your lips crave now is moisture, softness, and light diffusing particles to bring a gentle glow instead of a harsh line. So, the next time you reach for that familiar tube, pause. Ask yourself, has my skin been looking more tired lately? Are the fine lines around my mouth getting deeper after applying makeup? Does my reflection feel older than I feel inside? You may find that switching to a natural, hydrating lipstick or even a tinted balm could reverse what years of heavy pigmentation have done. Your lips can regain softness. Your smile can glow again. But it starts by questioning the innocent-looking object you've carried in your bag for decades. And if you think this is just vanity, think again. The skin is your body's largest organ. When something affects it, especially in such a sensitive area like the lips, it's not just a cosmetic concern. It's a window into what might be happening inside. Toxic buildup, oxidative stress, even minor chronic inflammation can begin here. And for seniors whose immune responses are slower and whose skin heals less quickly, the consequences can quietly pile up. That dullness around your mouth isn't just a sign of aging, it could be your body crying for change. Ultimately, your beauty at 60, 70, and beyond isn't about erasing wrinkles or chasing youth. It's about honoring the skin that's carried you through decades and choosing products that respect that journey. That mysterious lipstick, it might have been your best friend once. But now, it's time to be a little more discerning, a little more protective, and a lot more loving to yourself. Because you deserve not just to look radiant, but to feel safe and supported every time you smile. But the story doesn't end at dry lips and fading color. No, what's even more alarming lies beneath the surface, quite literally. Because while lipstick may seem like something that simply sits on your skin, the truth is far more unsettling. A significant portion of what you put on your lips doesn't just stay there, it gets inside you. Every time you eat, drink, talk, or simply lick your lips, you're ingesting tiny amounts of that product. Now multiply that by hundreds of days in a year, and then by the decades you've worn lipstick without question. That innocent swipe of color turns into a slow, silent deposit, not just on your lips, but in your body. And here's the part few dare to mention. Many lipsticks, especially the cheaper ones or those without transparent labeling, contain harmful heavy metals such as lead, cadmium, chromium, and even arsenic in trace amounts. While each application may seem insignificant, these substances accumulate, and in a body that is aging, detoxifying, slower, and less resilient than it once was, their impact can be disturbingly real. You see, in your youth, your liver and kidneys work tirelessly behind the scenes, scrubbing your blood clean of these minute intrusions. But at 60, 70, or 80, your detox organs begin to lag. Not out of failure, but simply out of time. The filters are more clogged, the responses more delayed, and these metals which the body cannot metabolize or expel efficiently begin to settle. First in the soft tissues, then in the bones, then in the most devastating cases, in the brain. Lead, for instance, is a known neurotoxin. It doesn't just dull your lips, it dulls your mind. Studies have shown that long-term exposure to trace amounts of lead can lead to memory loss, cognitive fog, and even accelerate conditions like Alzheimer's in older adults. And where is one of the most common sources of lead in women over 60? Repeated exposure to poorly regulated lipsticks. Imagine that. All those mornings standing in front of the mirror, believing you were adding beauty and confidence to your day, unknowingly letting toxins slip past your defenses. Imagine how many health mysteries, the unexplained headaches, the metallic taste in your mouth, the strange fatigue, the skin eruptions that never fully healed could have been tiny messages from a body overburdened with something it never signed up for. And the irony is cruel. The very products meant to help you feel more youthful may have been speeding up the processes of decline. It's a betrayal that comes not with a bang, but with a whisper. Silent, invisible, and terrifyingly effective. And let's not forget the preservatives. Modern lipsticks often include substances like parabens and BHT chemical compounds designed to extend shelf life and prevent microbial growth. But these preservatives don't just stay in the tube. When absorbed through the lips, especially over time, they act as endocrine disruptors. That is, they interfere with your natural hormone system. For a woman post-menopause, whose hormonal balance is already fragile and shifting, these compounds can further tip the scales in unpredictable ways. They've been linked to everything from thyroid dysfunction to breast tissue changes, and while definitive links take years of research, the red flags are already there. And you, the woman who worked hard her whole life, raised children, survived heartbreaks and illness, the woman who deserves peace and health in her twilight years, you are being used as the long-term test subject without your knowledge, without your consent. Some may say, but it's just a little lipstick, how bad could it be? To that, let us ask a counter question. Would you knowingly eat food containing lead, mercury, or formaldehyde every day? Would you drink tea from a cup laced with industrial preservatives? Would you accept daily doses of neurotoxins and hormone disruptors if they came in the form of pills? Of course not. But somehow, because it's wrapped in a pretty tube, because it smells faintly floral, and because it's labeled beauty, it escapes our suspicion. We trust it blindly even when our bodies begin sending signals, even when the mirror reflects not glow, but a slow decline we cannot explain. One elderly woman, 72 years old, living alone in a peaceful countryside town, had worn the same lipstick brand for over 30 years. She loved the deep plum shade. It reminded her of her youth. She applied it religiously every morning, before watering her garden or walking to the market. Over the years, her lips grew darker, her skin more brittle, and her doctor noticed rising levels of heavy metals in her blood during a routine checkup. She had never worked in a factory, never handled industrial materials. The source they eventually traced was her lipstick. When she switched to a cleaner, natural brand and began supporting her body with detox-friendly foods, her symptoms gradually lessened. But she was lucky. Others are not. There's a deeply uncomfortable truth here. Cosmetic regulation, especially for older adults, is shockingly inadequate in many parts of the world. In the United States, for instance, the FDA does not require pre-market approval for cosmetic ingredients, except for color additives. This means that manufacturers can include dozens of questionable substances in their formulas, and unless someone becomes visibly ill, no one blinks. And the elderly, with their quieter voices, limited mobility, and trusting nature, become easy targets. They're not scrolling through ingredient analysis websites. They're not diving into clinical reports. They just want to feel good, to look a little brighter. And so, the industry takes advantage. But you don't have to be another quiet victim. You can reclaim control, starting with awareness. Ask yourself, does your lipstick list its ingredients clearly? Does it come from a company known for transparency and safety testing? Is it free of lead, parabens, synthetic dyes, and petroleum-based waxes? If the answer is no, then it's time to rethink what you're putting on your skin and into your body every single day, because the damage may not be immediate, but it is cumulative. And your body, in this precious final stretch of life, deserves nothing but protection, nourishment, and love. The mystery isn't why older skin begins to fade, it's why no one told you that the culprit might be that elegant little tube in your handbag. The mystery isn't why you feel weaker or more forgetful, it's how a lifetime of hidden chemicals ingested in plain sight was never questioned. But now you know. And now you can choose differently. Your lips don't just deserve to be beautiful, they deserve to be safe. And so, you begin to see the lipstick isn't just a beauty product anymore. It's a decision, a crossroads. One path leads to comfort, familiarity, routine. The other leads to awareness, transformation, and above all, preservation. But to truly grasp the weight of this choice, we must confront a reality many silently endure but few truly understand. The biological shift that occurs within your skin, especially your lips and surrounding facial area after the age of 60. It's not just that your skin is aging, it's that everything beneath the surface has begun to slow, to thin, and to dim in ways you might not notice at first until it's too late. As the years tick by, your body's natural infrastructure, the intricate system of tiny blood vessels beneath your skin that once gave you a youthful flush, begins to shrink. Capillaries retreat. Blood flow diminishes. The glow you once took for granted, the soft rosy hue that made you feel alive even on your most tired days, starts to fade from your cheeks, your nose, your lips. It's not makeup's fault, not at first. It's biology. Hormonal shifts after menopause play a massive role. Estrogen, the guardian angel of skin elasticity, tone, and vascular health, drops like a stone. Without it, your skin doesn't just wrinkle, it surrenders. The lips lose their plumpness. The natural red pigment evaporates. The edges blur. And one day, you stare into the mirror and wonder, why do I look so tired all the time even when I'm not? And here's where the cruelest irony begins to play out. In an attempt to restore that lost vibrance, we reach instinctively, desperately for the one thing we believe can help, our lipstick. We want it to rescue us, to paint life back into our face, but instead of rescuing, it sabotages. Because unless you've carefully selected a shade and formula designed for aging skin, the chances are high that your lipstick is doing the opposite of what you intended. It's highlighting every fine line. It's pulling the corners of your mouth downward. It's clashing with your skin's undertone, which has likely changed over the years without you even noticing. And perhaps worst of all, it's making your lips, once the symbol of joy, warmth, and vitality, look cold, hard, and disconnected from the rest of your face. This mistake is far more common than most women realize. The color you wore at 40, that deep maroon or cherry red that made your smile sparkle now, may cast a shadow over your features. It can drain the little remaining pinkness from your cheeks, making your face appear sallow. Bold reds with blue undertones might once have given you elegance. Now they may make you look withdrawn or even angry. Coral, once a youthful splash of cheer, might now sit harshly against your cooler skin. And yet, we continue using them. Because no one told us that the undertones of our skin shift with age, becoming grayer, less saturated, less able to support bold pigments without looking artificial or severe. The result? You think it's just the years talking, that the fatigue in your reflection is natural, that the tiredness you see in your eyes, the droop in your lips, the lack of brightness in your skin, are all signs of decline you must accept. But in truth, some of that decline is entirely preventable. It's not just age, it's application. It's ignorance, not yours, but the beauty industry's, which largely ignores post-60 skin tones and lip needs. And that ignorance manifests on your face every morning as you apply a product designed for a skin type you no longer have. The elderly deserve more. You deserve more, not just from the products on the shelf, but from the education around them. Because no one told you that the lipstick you apply each morning could clash with the reduced blood flow in your skin, further emphasizing your pallor instead of disguising it. No one told you that some pigments, especially matte and long-wear formulas, are formulated to lock in color by sucking out moisture, leaving older lips dry, flaky, and more wrinkled than before. And worse still, as the skin around your mouth becomes more fragile, every tug, every reapplication, every cleaning with harsh remover adds micro-damaged tiny tears invisible to the eye, but destructive over time. One might think, why does any of this matter? It's just appearance. But for older adults, especially women who've spent their lives cultivating their image, their dignity, their presence appearance isn't vanity, it's identity, it's confidence. It's the ability to walk into a room and be seen, not dismissed. And when your reflection no longer matches how you feel inside, still curious, still warm, still strong, the disconnect can be deeply unsettling. It's a daily reminder that something is slipping away. And tragically, you may never know that the very tool you reach for to fix it has been slowly widening the gap. But there's hope and there's power in knowledge. You don't have to accept this silent sabotage. There are lipsticks made for mature skin, creamier formulas with nourishing ingredients like jojoba, oil, shea butter, or natural plant waxes. There are shades formulated specifically to counterbalance pallor, enhance natural warmth, and reflect light to create the illusion of fullness and lift. There are even brands that acknowledge how your lips may no longer hold pigment as well, and so they incorporate subtle shimmer or gloss to avoid the flat, lifeless look so common in aging faces. These aren't luxuries. These are necessities. Because the right lipstick doesn't just add color, it restores dignity, enhances expression, and reminds you that age has not dulled your spark, only your tools. But to find those tools, you must first let go of the ones that no longer serve you. That tube you've clutched for 20 years, is it still your ally? Or has it quietly turned against you? Does it bring you joy when you apply it, or just habit? Does it refresh your face, or weigh it down with heaviness and shadow? These are not superficial questions. They are acts of self-protection. Because in your golden years, every small choice, including the color you wear on your lips, has the power to either uplift or undo you. So here's the truth, bold and undeniable. Your skin has changed, and it deserves a new kind of love. One rooted not in nostalgia or routine, but in informed, compassionate self-care. One that understands how decreased circulation, hormonal shifts, and loss of pigment affect your face and offer solutions, not cover-ups. You do not need to wear the same shades you wore at 30 to feel beautiful. In fact, your beauty today may be even deeper, more radiant, more earned if only you choose products that recognize the woman you are now, not the girl you used to be. Let this be the moment you reconsider. The next time you see that familiar tube of lipstick, don't just reach for it blindly. Ask it what it has done for you lately. Has it honored your skin, nourished your lips, brightened your spirit, or has it simply masked what you don't like while quietly making it worse? You are not invisible. Your beauty is not behind you. It is right here, waiting for the right mirror, the right touch, the right shade to set it free again. Choose wisely. Choose with love. And above all, choose with the knowledge that you deserve better than anything that makes you look or feel less than the incredible person you've become. But awareness is only the first step, the doorway to change. Once you've recognized that your lips are no longer the same canvas they were in your youth, the real question becomes, what now? How do you revive what has dulled? How do you care for lips that have whispered thousands of stories, kissed grandchildren, spoken truth, endured silence, and now cry quietly for rescue beneath layers of dry pigment and time? The answer is not in more makeup. It's not in covering, masking, or hiding. It's in restoration. Because what the aging lip truly needs is not artifice, it is care. This care begins not with a shopping trip, but with gentleness, something we often forget to offer ourselves as we age. Your lips are among the most sensitive areas of your body. They lack oil glands, which means they cannot moisturize themselves. And with age, they lose hyaluronic acid, the molecule responsible for plumpness and hydration. They dry faster, crack deeper, and heal slower. Yet we continue to wipe them with alcohol-based removers, scrub them with rough towels, and silence their suffering with another coat of pigment. This cycle must break, because what your lips crave now is the touch of patience, the embrace of moisture, the silence of healing. Begin at night not with lipstick, but with renewal. Before bed, gently exfoliate your lips with a soft, wet cloth or a mixture of honey and sugar, not the harsh beads found in commercial scrubs, which can tear thinning skin. This simple act removes dead cells, encourages circulation, and allows any healing products you apply afterward to work more effectively. But don't stop there. Follow with something nourishing. Natural oils like coconut, almond, or rosehip seep deep into the skin's layers, repairing from the inside out. Shea butter, applied as a final layer, acts like a seal, locking in hydration as you sleep, restoring volume that no lipstick ever could. And don't forget the invisible enemy, dehydration. One of the cruel tricks of aging is how your body stops sending strong thirst signals. You may think you're drinking enough, but your skin, especially your lips, tells another story. Thin, cracked lips in older adults often trace back not to the weather, but to years of mild, chronic dehydration. A warm glass of water in the morning, herbal teas throughout the day, and simply making hydration a habit can gradually return suppleness to your mouth, sometimes in ways that feel almost miraculous. But hydration alone is not enough. Your oral hygiene plays a powerful and often overlooked role in how your lips and the skin around them age. Bacteria in the mouth, if left unchecked, migrate to the lips, causing inflammation, darkening, and even premature thinning. You must treat the inside as tenderly as the outside. Use a soft toothbrush not just for teeth, but gently along the lips and even the tongue. This stimulates blood flow, removes residue from meals and lipstick, and awakens color naturally. A clean mouth radiates outward. The lips begin to mirror the freshness within. Perhaps most underestimated is the impact of breath, specifically mouth breathing. Many older adults unconsciously begin breathing through their mouths during sleep due to age-related sinus issues, medications, or posture. But this nightly airflow, passing across vulnerable lips for hours, dehydrates them to a dangerous degree. If you often wake with dry, tight lips or cracks at the corners, this may be your hidden culprit. Nasal strips, humidifiers, or medical consultation can help. Because until your lips are protected in your most defenseless hours in the quiet of sleep, no daytime product will truly last. And still, there is more. The sun, too, becomes a more ruthless enemy in old age. Thinner lips mean reduced natural melanin, your skin's built-in protection. UV rays can now cause burns and pigment changes in as little as 15 minutes of direct exposure. And yet, how many lipsticks or balms marketed to seniors offer SPF? Almost none, but you can make a difference. Choose a natural lip balm with zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, offering protection without chemical irritants. Apply it daily, like armor. Because every small crack you prevent today saves you from deep crevices tomorrow. It's not vanity to do these things, it's preservation. The same way you wouldn't neglect a treasured book or heirloom, you mustn't neglect the lips that have served you faithfully for decades. They have spoken love, held grief, sung lullabies, whispered secrets, and now they call out for repair. Not because they want to be young again, but because they want to be respected. And what if you're someone who's never worn lipstick? You might think this message doesn't apply to you, but it does. Because even bare lips age, they still need exfoliation. They still need protection. They still deserve softness and light. Neglect, not makeup, is the true thief of vitality, and recovery lies in consistency, not complexity. There's also emotional healing to be done here. Many older women carry hidden shame about how their appearance has changed, how their lips, once plump and expressive, now feel foreign, dry, or diminished. Some stop smiling. Some cover their mouths in photos. Others avoid lipstick altogether, convinced it no longer suits them. But the problem isn't their face. It's the loss of connection with their reflection. Restoring your lips isn't just about hydration or color. It's about reclaiming a part of yourself, the part that still wants to speak freely, smile boldly, laugh without restraint. And here lies a secret, perhaps the most beautiful of all. Lips that are cared for, loved, and protected at 70 often look better than neglected lips at 50. Not younger, better. Because true beauty is not the absence of lines, it is the presence of life. It is the light that comes from knowing you are still whole, still worthy, still glowing. And when your lips reflect that truth, soft, hydrated, gently tinted, or confidently bare, no one sees your age. They see your vitality. So tonight, when you reach for your night cream or eye serum, add one more ritual. Touch your lips with kindness. Not because anyone will see, but because you will. And tomorrow morning, before you reach for lipstick, ask yourself, have I nourished before I covered? Have I healed before I painted? Because what you do in those quiet, private moments is what makes the public ones radiant. This isn't about fighting age, it's about honoring it. It's about making peace with the mirror and letting your lips, however lined, however faded, become symbols not of loss, but of love, of care, of survival. Because no matter what the world tells you, your mouth still speaks truth. And the first truth is this: you are worth the effort. But if all the care in the world goes only skin deep, it will never be enough. No balm, no oil, no shade of lipstick, no matter how nourishing or natural, can replace the glow that rises from within. The lips, like the eyes, are not just features, they are messengers. They reveal everything: your hydration, your nutrition, your stress, your habits, your truth. And this is the crossroads where so many women falter, especially those in their golden years. They become so focused on repairing the outside that they forget the fountain is inside the body, not bottled in a beauty tube. And when that internal spring begins to dry, no amount of surface polish will bring back the radiance that once danced along the edge of a simple smile. You see, your lips are a barometer. They are often the first to signal when something is off balance deep within. A persistent dryness, your water intake is too low, cracks at the corners. A B vitamin deficiency may be whispering through them. A blue or pale tinge. Your circulation, once robust, is slowing, and perhaps your heart or lungs are calling out for more care. And yet, when these signs appear, most respond with another product, another tube, another shade, hoping to conceal what the body is begging you to confront. It's a mistake repeated across dressing tables and bathroom mirrors around the world every single day. But it's also a mistake you don't have to keep making. Let's pause here and ask, what happens when you feed your body instead of just decorating it? When you hydrate, not for your throat, but for your cells? When you eat, not just to fill, but to fuel? The results may surprise you. A woman who once wore 2 layers of lipstick to bring color back to her lips might find they blush gently on their own after a week of deep hydration, leafy greens, and antioxidant-rich fruits. Another, who spent years hiding cracked lips behind gloss, to discover the cracks gone completely once her omega-3 levels are restored through walnuts or flaxseed. And that shadow above the lip, the one blamed on aging, might soften with improved circulation through daily walking or warm teas that encourage blood flow. This is not magic. This is science. The body, even in its 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, remembers how to heal. It only asks for the right tools. And those tools are often far simpler than we've been led to believe. Start with water. Not sodas, not caffeine-heavy drinks, but pure, clean water. Sip slowly throughout the day. Let it bathe your cells, plump your tissues, lubricate the very membranes of your lips. It may seem mundane, but it is foundational. Then consider what you eat. Your lips are built from the proteins and nutrients you consume. If all they're given is sugar, processed snacks, or insufficient calories, how can they rebuild? Prioritize real food. Eggs, fish, berries, avocado, these are not luxuries. They are medicine for the mouth. And there's more. Because beyond food and water lies the realm of the emotional self, the most powerful cosmetic of all. A woman burdened with worry, bitterness, or unresolved pain often carries it in her face. The lips press tighter, the smile fades, the skin folds inward, as if trying to shield the heart from more hurt. But when a woman laughs, truly laughs, something miraculous happens. Blood rushes to her lips, her eyes brighten, her cheeks flush. And in that moment, no makeup on earth can compete. That joy, that spark, that vibrant energy is the truest sign of beauty. And yet we chase it in powders and pigments, forgetting that it is born in peace, in connection, in love. Think about the women you've met in your life, the elders who radiated grace. Were they flawless in complexion? Probably not, but they had something deeper, a calm, a dignity, a warmth that made you want to listen when they spoke. Their beauty didn't come from a department store. It came from wisdom, from alignment, from a quiet but fierce respect for their bodies and their years. They didn't need to prove youth, they wore age like a crown. And their lips, even lined, even thin, were beautiful because they spoke with meaning, with memory, with depth. You too can become that woman, but not if you rely solely on superficial fixes, not if you ignore your body's messages, not if you continue hiding behind colors that don't match your truth. The time has come to reverse the approach, not how can I hide this, but what is my body asking for? Not which product will save me, but how can I nourish myself better today? That shift, small as it seems, changes everything. It gives your lips permission to heal. And more than that, it restores your sense of agency, of knowing you're not just aging, you are evolving. This philosophy must extend to daily living. Are you moving enough? Movement stimulates circulation, which brings oxygen to the lips, restoring natural color and softness. Are you sleeping well? Rest allows skin to repair, moisture to restore, and inflammation to calm, all of which affect how your lips feel and look. Are you connecting with others, laughing, talking, expressing your feelings? Stagnation is the death of vitality. Expression, whether through voice, touch, creativity, or care, is life's lipstick. Use it often. There's also a powerful case to be made for simplicity. In a culture that urges you to buy more, use more, layer more, you might find that the greatest transformation comes from stripping back, from choosing one clean lip balm over a drawer of expired lipsticks, from prioritizing a nutritious breakfast over a morning full of mirrors, from sitting with sunlight on your face and tea in your hand instead of rushing to conceal every sign of fatigue. This isn't neglect, it's respect. It's giving your body space to be what it already knows how to be, resilient. So as you close this chapter of reflection, look again at your lips, not with judgment, but with compassion. They've weathered cold, sun, sickness, heat. They've spoken truth, endured silence, held back tears, and offered smiles when your heart was breaking. They are not just skin, they are a journal. And just like a treasured book, they may have worn pages, frayed corners, and a faded cover, but the stories inside are priceless. Your task now is not to erase those pages, it's to honor them, to treat your lips as sacred, not superficial, to realize that care is not an indulgence, it is a promise. A promise that you will no longer chase youth, but protect vitality. That you will nourish before painting, hydrate before concealing, and speak to yourself and others with the kindness your lips deserve to echo. Because in the end, no lipstick, no matter how luxurious, can compete with the natural beauty of a mouth that is hydrated, nourished, respected, and unafraid to speak its truth. The glow you seek, it was never in the tube. It's been inside you all along. So now you know the true beauty of your lips at 60, 70, and beyond doesn't come from the latest shade or the longest lasting formula. It comes from within, from the water you drink, the foods you eat, the peace you choose, and the love you show yourself in every small ritual of care. That glow you thought you lost, it's still there, waiting to rise again, not through another product, but through your own attention, kindness, and nourishment. If today's story resonated with you, share it with a friend who might need this gentle reminder too. And let us know in the comments what small change will you make today to give your lips the love they truly deserve. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more honest, eye-opening stories on aging beautifully, from the inside out.